Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Alex Like, and today on Hands-On Skills, we're going to be talking about the King Airway. The King Airway is a favorite device for many an EMS professional. So what it is it's a supraglottic airway, which means it sits above the trachea. You can insert this blindly, which means that you don't need any fancy laryngoscope or any specialized equipment. And it also means that you can insert it with very, very little training. So it's not just paramedics who are inserting this. In some jurisdictions, it's EMTBs. With the right training, you can throw these in under 30 seconds. So they're very quick. And again, you don't need a ton of training to put them in. The nice thing about this particular supraglottic airway is you can use it in both adult and pediatric patients. There are 7 sizes available, and there's a picture here of the different sizes. They go all the way down to infant and child, all the way up to large adult. They're sized based on the patient's height in feet. So it's a nice imperial measurement system. You don't have to guess metric kilograms or metric height in centimeters or meters. It's a very American type of invention. Super reliable and relatively inexpensive. This is just the size chart. It comes with the King LTD devices. And as you can see, the size 0 there all the way on the left starts with your patients who are less than 5 kilos. And all of these are color coded. So your size 0, the hub is going to be transparent. And then it goes up all the way to your size 5, which is purple. And this is an adult size, and this is for folks greater than 6 feet tall. You also get a recommended cuff fill volume in milliliters, so how much air you're actually putting into the device. And usually the King devices have their own syringes that come with each airway. So there's no fumbling around to get a supersized syringe. And then the new LTDs actually have a place in the back of the device where you can put a suction catheter in. And down here on the bottom row, it kind of lets you know what size suction catheter will fit in each King device. What you're looking at here is a size 4 King LTD. We know it's a size 4 because the color of the hub is red. If you remember the last slide, that's our size 4, but it also tells you right on the side of the device the actual numerical size of the tube. Now, a couple other things here that I want to point out. There is a single pilot balloon that inflates both cuffs simultaneously, so you inflate air in here, and both of these cuffs blow up at once, which is kind of nice when you compare it to like our more antique supraglottic airways like the combi tube. There are 2 ventilation outlets located on the anterior of the device. These are directed toward the larynx. The larger, more proximal outlet you can actually place a bougie tube into, or a bronchoscopy device, and actually use that outlet as well. The distal cuff down here blocks the entry of the esophagus, basically closes off the esophagus, lowering the risk of any sort of gastric inflation or vomiting. And unlike previous incarnations of the King Airway, the distal end here was left open so that you can actually pass a French suction tube down into the stomach and decompress the stomach during CPR, or simply to suction. On the other side, the proximal cuff is large enough that it sits in the oropharynx and completely occludes it, preventing any sort of air coming in or gastric contents or other things coming out. There's an orientation line that runs midline on the device. It's blue here. You can kind of make it out. This lets you know where your device should be placed when you're putting it in the patient's airway, and it is radio opaque, which means it can be seen on an X-ray. And just like with a standard ET tube, there are depth markings in centimeter graduation. What you're seeing here is a cross-sectional anatomy of a patient when a King Airway is successfully placed. Now, unlike an ET tube, you'll notice that the device is actually sitting in the patient's esophagus. When the patient is lying like this, the airway, the larynx is actually up here. So this device, the distal cuff, is sitting in the esophagus. When you inflate it, it will actually occlude it and prevent vomit from coming up this way. The airflow is directed from these outlets toward the larynx and down into the lungs. And you'll notice that that large proximal cuff completely occludes the oropharynx, gives you a good air seal. So here's a hands-on point of view video to actually show you how to place one of these successfully. So the first thing you want to do is check responsiveness. Once you've established they're not responsive but they're breathing, go ahead and size an OPA, and from the earlobe to the corner of the mouth, and go ahead and insert that. Once that's in, pick up your BVM and start ventilating. Make sure to connect that to supplemental oxygen and make sure your patient's on a pulse oximeter. At this point, I'm going to pass off to a partner who's going to continue ventilating while I check my equipment. Now, I'll be using a size 5 King Airway, and on the King Airway here, it will also tell me exactly how much air I need to use to fill up those cuffs. King Airways are actually sized based on a patient's height. Make sure you apply plenty of lubricant to those cuffs. And when I insert this, I'm going to take out the OPA, I'm going to grab the jaw, kind of lift it upward, and coming in from the right side of the mouth, I'm going to swing the tip toward the midline of the throat, inflate the cuffs, and then go ahead and attach that to the BVM. You may need to pull back slightly to make it seat more. I'm going to go ahead and auscultate breath sounds in all 4 fields of the lungs, and then over the epigastrium, making sure there's no gurgling being heard over the stomach. I can then attach end-tidal CO2, plug that into my life pack, make sure I'm getting readings of 35 to 45. Checking the tube depth, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply a tube holder to keep that in place. If you don't have one of these available, you can always use tape. Got that secured down, and I'll keep ventilating. And that's how you throw in a King Airway. Alright guys, that was hands-on skills, King Airway placement. I hope you learned something. As always, stay safe and have a good rest of your night.